Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Mark, and welcome to another episode of Finding the Next Big Roguelike, the series where I play roguelike games and demos that have been sent to the channel and give my first impressions. Timestamps below if you want to skip ahead. Today, we're taking a look at a game called Gug. This seems to be a strategy, turn-based roguelike, potentially looking like a deck-building game. Once again, I don't know much about this game. That's about the extent of what I know. Now, the reason why I picked this game originally was because of just the ridiculous art style and visuals of it, but later on I realized that something else really caught my eye, which we're obviously going to be discussing in just a moment. Now, this game has been developed by a team of 5 people from Bristol, UK, and let me read you one of the interesting sides of this game that they wrote down for us. We're developing new technology we call auto-modding, which has allowed us to improve procedural generation and enable players to personalize their playthroughs to a higher degree than what was previously possible. Now, what does that mean exactly? I'm not too sure, and that's why I'm quite excited. Now, my understanding, or at least my interpretation, is that this, to me, is going to be a game that adapts to the player decisions. That's the extent of what I could think of. I mean, it immediately looks a little bit like Spore, if you know the game Spore, in terms of it's going to be a game where you seem to create things and your own creations, and you have like limitless amount of creations. Now, to my understanding, and this is going to be a hot topic, I do know this, but I believe that a lot of the art has AI in it. Now, I'm not going to get into this whole AI conversation. Generally, I am not a big AI fan for a lot of reasons, for a lot of different aspects of different industries. That being said, I think AI can be used optimally, especially in cases where clearly there is already an art style that has been created and AI just enables different variations of set art style that has already been done, as opposed to just telling AI to just, create something from scratch that might be stolen from somewhere else. My understanding, this is not the case here. I'm definitely curious to see how noticeable it's going to be, but I will say that just visually from what I've seen, these little creatures are really pretty unique and really have their own style, which I think is pretty cool. Now, also, we are on this screen because that's the first thing that popped out when I started the game, and usually if I see that there isn't like a home screen, I don't want to proceed further than that in case, there is some cutscene or anything. The music is pretty disturbing. The thing is, what I liked about visually what I saw from the little screenshots and the videos, again, like usually when I do this, I just watch maybe like 5-second videos, right? Is the art is like a combination of cute, funny, and disturbing. And I like how this first screen, I think, kind of like fuses that very well together. So I'm definitely excited to see what this game is all about. Out of the many games that we've played on this series, this might be one of the games that I really don't really know what to expect too much, and I don't know if I'm going to be really on point with my assumptions here, which are not much, all things considered, other than just I think the game adapts to what you do more so than other roguelikes. Usually the player tries to adapt to the game, right? Like if you go to the final level of the game, you know that, oh, I have to be stronger for these mobs, blah blah blah. But what if it's the other way around? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far into this, but that's what we're going to be taking a look at right now. Under the watchful eyes of the mother Marula, Gugs sprouted from nutrient-rich pods, their beginnings marked by the eerie glow of bioluminescent fungi that clung to their pale skins. I can drag the Gug onto this empty space. Okay, also, this is a demo. I should premise this game is not out yet. It will be out fairly soon, but without a release date currently. But in 2025, supposedly. All right, and let's go. Generating zones. You got it. Building encounters. All right. I like how our hand is full of moss and goop or whatever. Hello. Mother Marula bestows upon you. Oh my gosh. We're once again going to be naming our little creatures? Yes, please. Every day of the day. This is Gurg. Transcend. I like how everything is just has like just like mossy and just like, I don't know what the right term would be, but transcending. We've got Glurger. Okay, so I would imagine that this is completely randomly generated. Like, more so than when we hear the term randomly generated in a roguelike. This seems like completely random, is what I would imagine. Quiver and Gurgle, doubling the moral of friendly Gugs for the next round. It has some stats here. I think this gained +3 and +6. Oh, a Gug. And this is our Glurgle. Wait. So where's the one that I named? I don't know. I like how the numbers count from bottom to up. Right, you can see that goes. I don't know if that was like intentional, but I think it's pretty cool. Okay, onward. I haven't played Spore, but I do know a lot about it. I don't know if it's the same thing again. Old Gug. Okay, we got some very different kind of music here. I'm trying to figure out which vibe they're really committing to. It's really a mixture of a lot of things, which I think is pretty interesting from a vibe standpoint. Okay, also, the visuals are great. This looks really awesome. This looks really, again, pretty disturbing, all things considered. You have a very clear idea of what everything is supposed to be, obviously, but it's just kind of like, yeah, everything is kind of disturbing. I like it. So we don't have a tutorial. Once again, we are going to try to figure things out for ourselves. What I'm understanding here is this is our overall health. Our Mother Marula, if we go down to 0, I would imagine we lose. That's my interpretation. This old Gug is going to deal 1 damage, but since we don't have anything to block it, our Mother Marula is going to take the hit. So we don't want that to happen. Let's try to put a Gug. Yeah, there is no tutorial, right? Okay, we have an action history. Oh, God. Oh, geez. I'm not looking at that right now. We have a single currency right here. That's about it. You know what? For a turn-based game, there's not much on screen, which I'm not complaining. Let's get our Gug here. Yeah, so I was right. Now our Gug is going to take the damage. And it looks like it's kind of like a Hearthstone case where a fight, they both take damage, is what I'm assuming here. Now, I don't know why you have more and more health here. Is that going to be for next turn? So I can choose. Can I, like, go backwards? This doesn't do anything, right? Like, I don't have like a certain amount of actions. I don't think so. Now, when I put my Gug over there, it did commit to it. All right, so let's go. Okay. Okay, so every round, whichever Gug is on these tiles will get these bonuses. Got it. What do you do again? Quiver and Gurgle, doubling the moral of friendly Gugs. I don't know what moral is. That might just be this thing. It seems like our Gug is going to get +3 something. Could be moral. Looks like another old Gug is coming, and I'm assuming it's still going to be a 1/1. Oh, okay. Something happened. So same thing, an old Gug is here. Okay, I can retrieve my Gug back. Now, if I do this, can I bring my Gug back up? Ah, I see. So each Gug has 1 action per turn, is what's going on here. Now, I don't think I can do this, right? I don't want to try, because if it does work, then I'm going to lose my turn. So let's do this. The creature's Quiver and Gurgles boosting moral. +2 moral. I still don't... boosted moral. Creature's moral is doubled for the next round. I don't know what moral is. I was hoping that would give me information. It is rare. I think a lot of games sometimes, like turn-based games, have too much information. Here, I'm like, I still don't know what moral is. But again, this is just like the beginning, and there's no tutorial currently as a demo, so that's fine. Let's try this out. 6 damage, 1 health, and 1 health. Okay, yeah. So far this makes sense. Moral again. I think moral means that you regain health at the end of your turn. Okay. So we gained 3 blurg. Okay. Now, are we going to create something is my question. Okay. What is going on here? Do I pick something? Oh, no. Is it just showing me random stuff? Gug. Should I press Gug? Reduce the sound of enemy actions to whispers. Maybe I'm going to read some of that stuff over there. I don't know. Okay. Gug. Okay, so We're back here. Swing through the trees, dealing 2 damage to a random enemy Gug when this enters battle. Now, a random enemy Gug in battle, I would imagine, right? I don't think it can hit me through here. Okay, so let's do this, because I think my Glurg is quite good. I like how it does tell you immediately that the obviously he's gonna die, because he's gonna that Spung chip is gonna deal 3 to me and take 6. And theoretically, if I understand correctly, my moral is gonna regenerate 2 health at the end of the turn, so I'm only gonna take 1 damage. That's my assumption. Yes, I get 2 moral. Cool. Why did my... Oh my gosh, I thought I lost an eye. Oh, that's because the 2 is on there. Is there a reason for me to go here? Do I even want this? I don't think I want this, right? No, I don't want this. I'm just gonna do this. 6 health, 3 health, but then I gain 2 health? No, I don't know what moral is. Shoot. Okay, let's just continue. Oh. I'm just gonna do this. Eventually we'll figure it out. Okay, reduce the sound of enemy actions to whispers. Okay. Also, it didn't do the thing where it dealt 2 damage to someone, did it? I don't know. Okay. We got a bunch of goop again. Yay. Whisper. Enemy action are reduced to whispers. Wait. My whispers is kept between fights? Increase the health of both Mother and the Gug that purchased this item. Oh my gosh, you have to move the Gug there. Oh, I'm realizing that my health does not... Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Health is permanently changing. All the time. I don't have max health. This is very interesting. Okay, so I just realized this Gug now has 8 health, even though it started with less. And this Gug had 12 health and now has 7. So there's no conception of max health, I think. Which is really unique. I could get another Gug? I don't know if... I mean, I guess getting more Gugs to gain more stats here, it seems really, really good. Increase the health by 3. So this is just max health. And I think for both of us, because it doesn't say... Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, so let's do this. Let's buy. He attacked it. I was right. I do get max health. And you can buy this Gug. I love it, they're just attacking it. Okay. Cool. We good? So oh my gosh, I keep the whisper. I don't even know exactly what a whisper does. Enemy actions are reduced to whispers. Attack reduced by 1. So everything is just continuously happening, I think. Okay, what do you do? Disco Ballo. Sure. All Gugs spin around the battlefield, dazzling their opponents with light. Now, I still don't really see the point of putting a Gug in an empty spot here if they're not going to get the stats here. It doesn't seem worth it. Also, this guy is dealing a lot of damage. Now, the only thing I could think of is, what if the Gug... Please tell me that doesn't count as an action. Okay, cool. The only thing I could think of is, like, if I bring 2 enemies here, will they both attack it? I don't know. I do get 2... Oh, I get money for being here for some reason. Oh, but I don't take the attack. Yeah, so this has to be a one-on-one, which I can't deal with currently. There's no one that can take this thing. Even if I were to buff this, I'm just not going to survive this. So I'm trying to figure out what to do here. We still have a bit to experiment with, I think. So let's do this. This creature, yeah, boosting the moral. I still don't really know what moral does, but... So he's only going to take 2. Now, I am kind of curious. If I do this... This doesn't do anything. It's not really worth it, huh? Yeah, so just staying here means that we gain... money. That's the only benefit. So it's money versus stats, which honestly, stats sounds much better. Also, I don't want this guy to die, so I'm gonna bring him back down. I think this Gurg needs to die, which is really sad. Okay, that is an action. That is an action. But I think I have to do this, right? I don't think I have a choice. I can't see what the next enemy here coming is, but I'm just gonna give my guy some stats here. Sorry, Gug. I would imagine that I do not gain those guys back. Oh my gosh, what is those? What are those stats? What? Why is this so high? Wait, can I constantly gain more? Also, why is the Whisper still on me? Enemy action are reduced by Whispers. Attack all reduced by 1. Why is this still on me? What? Am I just permanently minus attack? Also, that minus attack is messing me up because I am doing 5 attack instead of 6, which doesn't kill either of them. So that's just messed up. I feel like I'm missing something here. Or maybe this is bugged? I don't see why the Whisper is still on me. This feels weird. Okay, well, I'm screwed. I don't know what this thing is. Huh. This doesn't really seem to do anything. It's cute. Am I supposed to do something with this? I would imagine not. Okay, well, maybe I'm just supposed to die. We'll see. The fact that I'm still Whisper for no reason is rough. Okay, let's go. If I do this, I can... if I do this... I'll do this, yeah. Take the 8 here, which is rough. Wait, why? What the frick just happened? I have no idea why they all died here. I know it said that one of the enemies attacked mysteriously everyone, but okay. Okay, so what are we doing here? I need to move this here. Transcend bestows upon you a mighty pepper? It's trying. It's definitely trying. Boom! Pepodillo. Okay, got it. So already that makes a little bit more sense. I say what it bestows, and then it generates something. Enemy Gugs take damage equal to this Gug's attack. Wow, that's insane! What? So I can immediately attack them before they can attack me? Also, I think it is red because it's supposed to be a pepper. I'm gonna try to see if it can actually generate particular items that it would look like. So it did get rid of my old guy. Enemy actions are reduced to Whisper. Attack reduced by -1. I don't understand why I still have Whisper on. Whisper 9. I don't even know what Whisper 9 means, but okay. Okay, so if I understand correctly, when this enters... Oh! Enemy Gug take damage equal to this Gug attack when it enters. I'm a little worried about it. Let out a loud bleat that confounds enemy Gugs. So the thing here is that I can immediately win or immediately lose, but I don't know how the game works exactly. So enemy Gugs take damage equal to this Gug's attack when it enters battle. So if I move this, it will trigger it. But I don't know if these will get hit by the attack or if they're too far away. Right? So my alternative is to leave them coming, and then when they come, I do this. Well, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to take 10 damage, but I need to do experiments here. So I'm taking some damage. But here, if I understand correctly, I can do this. And they should all die. Okay. I would imagine over there they don't actually take damage. Why am I about to die? Why am I about to die here? Why does it say I'm going to die? Creature is confused. Oh my gosh, wait. Okay, let's see if we can actually get some information here. Update status effect, used ability effect, action history, but it doesn't really give me information. That's why it's so confusing. Because I know it is supposedly a action history, but it's not really giving me any history. Okay, so am I dead for some reason? So my assumption here is the reason why I would be dead is because I'm confused. Doesn't say what confused does, but it maybe means that it attacks a random target, and since the only target available is myself, it kills myself. Okay, so I'm not dead. It said I was gonna die, but I guess it misunderstood that. So I'm gonna go back here, gain some health. Let's do that again. Okay, so here, cause an eerie silence to blanket the battlefield. Okay. I can take 3 damage, I guess, on my guy, obviously. So I'm gonna go here. Oh my gosh, it does work! No way! That's insane! What? What? Entering battle effects trigger on the ones over there as well? That reminds me, this actually reminds me a lot of Inscription's combat mechanic in that regard. Okay, back to the shop. I only have 25. All nearby Gugs are odd. Generate an aura of tranquility, calming all enemy... Is there really not a way for me to know what these effects do? Let's see. Move effects. Move creatures. I guess not. The action history might be bugged, just because I don't seem to be able to click anything. So this could be a thing. I'm not too sure. But let's just try to work without it. Unfortunately, again, I have a lot of these guys that just have keywords, but no information about them. Also, I'm realizing, why would I want a Gug with terrible stats when I can get a Gug with good stats and an ability for the same price? Don't know. We can get a 3 health or 4 health. I think I need... do I need an extra Gug? I don't... You know what? I don't even know if I would want an extra Gug at this point. What's the point? Right? Because if the whole idea is that my Peppo Dillo is gonna sweep everything, then which I wasn't not gonna be the case for a while, but I'm gonna grab all nearby Gugs are odd. Oh, I have to buy this first. Okay, fine, I'll buy a Gug. I see. Then it's 40? Oh, it goes up? Why does it go up? Oh, I guess. Okay, sure. Let's go onwards. All right, let's move on. Amniop. Top. Oh! I can transcend. Wait. Can I transcend this like an already? Well, I don't want to do this because obviously I don't want it to change this guy. Okay, let's. Okay. Mother Merlin bestows upon you what's something that's visually very recognizable, right? That if it were to randomly generate, like it's gonna be round. Oh, how about a rainbow? I did see a thing that had a rainbow over there, so I just want to see if it will generate something that, you know, has a lot of colors, right? Because I don't want it to just be random. It doesn't matter what you put in, right? Like, the pepper is red. Like my Peppodillo is red, so I think that makes sense. Colorfully arcs over the battlefield and grants all Gugs random and positive traits. I mean, that probably means that they probably understood my rainbow. Interesting. Hopefully you're full of colors. You are full of colors! Okay, so, I'm starting to understand what they meant with what they created. This also probably explains why there are no keywords and why it's so hard to understand what certain abilities do. Because not only do I believe the Gugs, I'm going to call them all Gugs because I think they're all are considered Gugs. Not only are all Gugs like randomly generated visually and stat-wise, but I also wonder if their effects are random and not from a library of possible effects, if that makes sense. Which would be pretty crazy. 613 is pretty solid. Okay. Colorfully arcs. Okay, so generate a lush forest, granting +2 health to all allied Gugs. Okay, well that doesn't really matter. Arcs over the battlefield and grants all Gugs random positive traits. All Gugs. Oh, including the enemy. You know what? I think I'm going to try to keep my Peppodillo Gug in here as much as possible, unless necessary, so it can constantly wrap up some health. So I'm going to put the Chromoplasm Gug, take 3 health, and see what it creates. What did it create? Resilient. Granted the resilient trait. Okay, again, I'm going to try one more time. Use the ability effect. Again, doesn't really tell me what that means, unfortunately. And I don't know if it's bugged or if I'm really misunderstanding how to get that information, but okay, we'll just move on. So now this guy has a... Oh, wait. Oh, they're all different traits. All different traits. Okay, so this guy is resilient. This guy is swift, granted the swift trait, and this guy is powerful, but powerful 0, which I still don't understand those numbers next to it, but all right, sure. Okay, so let's just let that happen. 2 health. Okay, well, luckily enough, it still worked for me. Now, my resilient thing didn't do anything. Okay. I can keep my chromoplasm here to gain some money. I think I'm going to do this. Keep my Pepodillo there. There we go. All right. Scatter a colorful mist across the battlefield or cover all other Gugs in a sticky peanut butter-like goop. Okay. I'm going to use my Pepodillo right now to just kill them. Yep. Boink. Okay, my Pepodillo once again. Enemy Gugs take damage equal to this Gug's attack when I bring him onto the field, which is ridiculous. Okay, you grab all this stuff. Okay, let's bring back our Pepodillo. Okay, grab more of this stuff. We've got another one of these guys. Let's kill it off. Alright. I love our randomly generated Pepodillo. It seems really powerful. Yay! Cool! We got 47 goop. Nice. Alright, can we create another guy? Not yet. What is that over there? Increase the attack of the Gug that purchased this item. Well, that's behind anyway. But that's not... Wait, that's insane. What am I talking about? For Pepodillo? That's insane. So Pepodillo, you get more health. And plus 3 attack? Yes, please. There you go, Pepodillo. Joy. Alright, onward. Hopefully I can create another guy. We've got some bound crystal. Sing and magically change the mood of all Gugs. Alright, Pepodillo, you know the drill. I really do think Pepodillo's attack is a little too strong, but... Alright, should I... Okay, you know what? Maybe I should go here. Powerful and powerful. Except that it's powerful 0, which I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, cool. Pepodillo, you go back here so you can trigger your your in-battle effect. Okay. Lurium envelops itself in a swirling tempest of churning winds, striking all nearby enemies. How about no? Cool. Let's stay here to gain more health, to gain more money. I don't know why you're only getting 1 monies, but back here you go. Oh no, 3 enemy units. What am I going to do? Cali Cobra changes all Gugs color to a calico pattern. Unleash a tidal wave of sensual overload. Pentacloid. What? Bye-bye. Cool. Let's keep it going. I still don't know why you're only generating 1 Gug. Gorb. I forgot how to call them now, but whatever. Okay. Gug. Slime Kingdom. A land of only yellow slime. Okay. You can see some of the names just go over the... Oh, great. We can create a new Gug thing. Okay. Well, let's... What happens if we transcend a Gug that's already been transcended? Okay, so what word should we use here? I want something, again, that's very recognizable. What if I try to actually think about this from a meta standpoint? What I'm looking for is just defense, right? Because I have my crazy offensive ability here. So what if I do a shield? Will my Gug transform into a shield? And will the ability be defense-like? And also, what will happen to the... Okay. Alright, well, it did not like the shield. Is it because I'm using one that's already transcended? But if so, why would they give me the option? Defense? It might just want, like... No, it worked. It worked. Defensoid. Increase this Gug's health by 2. Oh, when it receives attack, it gains 2 health. Whoa, 19 health. Okay, wait, so it actually did... I mean, I'm kind of sad it's not a shield. I don't know why shield didn't work, but... So, I think it just completely scraps the effect of the previous Gug, but it keeps the stats, is what's going on here. So I really don't want to do this on the Pepperdillo. Definitely keeping that effect. But that's pretty good, you know? 9 attack, 19 health, and anything that deals 2 attack or less, which I don't think is ever going to happen, is free. It's pretty good. I still think... I think there's some bugs going on. I don't see why I would have Resilient, Powerful, and Whisper, Confound, and Powerful. And why my attack is here at 12, but it's not here for some reason. So there's definitely some shenanigans going on here, but we'll keep it going. Emits to keep mucus, slowing down all enemy Gugs. Once again, Pepperdillo, you know the drill. You know what? I'm going to start collecting more money. It says 21 money. I actually think you get more and more money the further you are on those things, which would make sense. No, for some reason it says 12 here. Why would I get 12 things here and 9 here? Oh, I forgot. I messed up, too. I totally messed up. I was supposed to not do that. I forgot I had to use this guy's ability if I really want to min-max here. I could just take 2 damage here, honestly. Ooh, that uses both of their abilities. Interesting. I should have checked what he does. But 2 health. Okay, cool. So this definitely worked. Oh, it's not 1. It's just that it all is compacted. Okay. Cover the battlefield with a thick algae layer. Reduce enemy attack by 2. I'm just worried it's going to keep doing that, too. I'm just going to go back here. All right. Yoink. Bye-bye. And cool. I still, like, thinks I'm gonna die here, but... Back here. Sludge Monarch. For each slime ally on the battlefield, gain 1 coin. They're called coins? I am not calling them coins. Are you insane? Restore 2 health if opposing Gug was defeated this round. Interesting how it says restore. Why would it say restore when there doesn't seem to be a concept of max health? From what I'm understanding, but alright. You go back here. Okay. Battle 1. Holy shrimp, I've got a lot of monies. The Mother Marilla's branches twisted around the withered husk of fallen Gugs, claiming them back into the dark loam, a silent reminder of their fleeting struggle. Oh my gosh, that is creepy. The Slime Kingdom has crumbled, but the Slime King is nowhere to be found. Amniotic pool unlocked. Thank you for playing the demo. Okay. We're definitely going to do another run, for sure, because... Well, first of all, I think there were some bugs. I don't know if those bugs are consistent, and I still have a lot of questions. We did the new game. Got it. Let's take a look at the Gug Garden. Got it. So, once again, I think... Interesting. So, are those not completely randomly generated? I would hope that they are completely randomly generated and not these are always the same on every single file, right? I'm assuming that my interpretation is that the game is generating actual creatures on the spot, and these are the ones that are now linked to my game. Although the old Gug seems like a very basic thing that you would probably find all the time, right? What is this pool thing? Oh, is this like I can try out some stuff? Can I get a car? Automog. Move 1 space forward. If it collides with another Gug, deal 5 damage to the collided Gug. Okay, cool. Add to your team. Okay, and then so you can try stuff. Now, let me see. If I go back here now, is that Gug in my library? It is here. Okay. It's hard to know if these are preset or not. I would imagine they're not. My only reason why I'm wondering if they are they just going to put every single thing that's been generated on this list here? If so, that's pretty cool. I would imagine the old Gug is something that's been predetermined. So for the Gug, obviously. The old Gug seems like just such a standard good first enemy to face that I imagine that cannot be random. The old Gug is, if I were to guess, I would imagine the old Gug is predetermined. Okay, so let's play around a little bit with the pool here. Ocean. Globthrope. Spawned a kelp token. Okay, kelp. I mean, the idea is you just have fun here and you just try out different words, right? How about like a computer? What will a computer do? I will say, the abilities are quite smart. Scan all enemy, you know, like for a computer, that's pretty good. Their stat and abilities. But it also does seem like the abilities are also fully AI generated, which means that some of them don't seem to make any sense, right? Revealing their stats, we can already see everybody's stats, and we can also see everybody's abilities. So it's interesting. What else do we have here? How about, let's do AI. Scan the battlefield. Increase attacks of Gugs with abilities similar to AI. You mean everything? Overpowered. Overpowered. That's red. Gain double its initial health and attack when it enters battle. And you did see that when I enter battle and out, you can constantly retrigger the ability. Am I going in? Is this a coincidence or is this actually just overpowered? Right? I have so many questions. This is so interesting. Night. Oh my gosh, he has a sword and everything. I mean, that's what I'm expecting that at this point, right? Double the attack of all adjacent allies for this round. Okay. And what about night? Oh my gosh, Noctable. Trigger darkness, reducing the attack range of all Gugs to... There's no attack range in this game, is there? Yeah, I don't think there's such a thing as attack range in this game. Or... I don't think a 0.5 value does really do much, but cool. Sure. I'm gonna do one more virus, because these things look like viruses in the first place. Yeah, I don't know what I expected. Create new base Gug version. Whatever you say, game. Whatever you say. You know, oh wait, I'm gonna try shield. What was the problem with shield? Why is shield a problem? Shield? Why is shield a problem? Within 10 range. Okay, so let's go to the menu, and now if I go to my Gug Garden, I should be able to see those Gugs again. Yeah, there they are. Now, if I transform one of my Gugs into an overpowered Gug, am I always going to get the Gore Glow Max? And the question is, would everyone get the same Gug? Regardless of the save file, if that makes sense. Like, if any of you were to download the demo and do those same words, would it generate the same thing or not? Theoretically, no, right? Because it's AI generated, so theoretically it shouldn't. But, I don't know, I'm kind of curious. The reason why I'm wondering is because the Gorgol Max is in my bestiary, which makes me think that whenever I do overpowered, it's always going to generate this one. So that makes me wonder, once you've selected a word and the AI generated it, I think that word is forever going to have that Gug tied to it on your account. That's my assumption of it. So let's try it. One thing I could do real quick is do it again. Okay, so it is the same one. Now, they're going to be the same one on a new game. I'm kind of curious. Okay, I might not do a full run here. I just want to check some stuff. Okay, so let's put a Gug. Let's transcend it, and let's get overpowered. Right? Overpowered. Oh, wait. Okay. Great. Now, burrow underground until the end of the round, avoiding damage. Okay. So, gain double its initial health and attack. And if I understand correctly, these are permanent things. Okay, so that's not exactly what I did. It didn't gain its initial stats and doubled it. It replaced my stats with double the initial amount I had. Because I had 13 and 16. So, obviously, even if you doubled the initial stats, that would have been 23, 26. So, I don't think it's actually overpowered, because I don't think it's going to accumulate it, because it doesn't actually gain double. It doesn't actually add it. It just replaces your stats with it, I think. Let's see. So, also let's do this. And okay, so let's go back here. We're gonna try this again. Oh gosh. It doesn't do what it's saying. I mean, 2020 is probably good enough to carry the entire game. Don't get me wrong. So, basically, what the ability is here is when this enters battle, set this minion's stats to 2020. That's exactly what it does. Is just set this Gug's stats to 2020 when it enters battle. That's what overpowered does. Oh, I did not even check what this guy did, but summon 3 Gugs. Okay, cool. It said I killed 3 of them. I did not kill 3 of them. Okay. Why is there a lock thing? Nope. Okay, I locked it. Oh, I don't want to lock this anymore. You can just lock this here, I guess. Okay, sure. E-movie is better be OP. That's yellow. Doesn't look like a bee. Bee morpha. Produce honey that... Oh, that's fair. That grants other Gugs a small health boost at the end of the round. And that's when? When it enters combat. Okay, cool. Damn you, Seinfeld. Gugris tries to explain something, but its comments confuse the target Gug. Okay. Yes, it sets everything. Okay. Produces honey that grants other Gugs a small health boost at the end of the round. This creature received a health boost from honey at the end of the round, except that it already has 21 health for some reason. Got it. Cool. Let me try this thing again. So, again, I'm going to try to understand how this works. Okay, so I think what's going on here is that the action tree is weird. Basically, it just shows a bunch of possible things that can happen in a turn. And if one of them has been triggered, it will show you which Gug triggered it most recently. I think that's how this action history is working right now. Which is... updated status, custom effect, updated status, assign move. Again, once again, I can't move anything here. I can't click, nothing clicks. I can see there's a highlight, but it doesn't really mean much. Start round phase event, custom effect, move entity. Yeah, I still don't really know much. Move entity. Okay. I go here? Wait, can I go back and forth? Maybe. This game is wacky. Yes, it's quite whack, that's for sure. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. And so it should continuously... It has 16 honey health boosts. 16 health for some reason in blue. Okay. Revive all 0 HP gubs. It's a good thing we can't revive 5 HP gubs. That would be... This is very entertaining, I will say. Okay, so... Also, the honey health boost didn't do anything, did it? Okay, I don't think it did. Alright, I want to try something here. What if I do overpowered here? Now, it says... First of all, will it actually transform into it? But it also says from the original stats, right? So, you're supposedly going to get these stats in addition. This looks like it. Look at that. So, does that mean it's going to be absolutely bonkers? Nope. Okay, got it. It did not take that into account. Cool. Got it. All right. Spawn 2 ghost Gugs at the start. At the start each round. Okay, got it. A spectral form of a Gug. Oh. Is that what they were talking about? I guess so. They're kind of cute. They don't really look like ghosts, but... Alright. You know, I'm just happy that the pepper is what carried the game so far. What the hell just happened? I guess I should theoretically read those things, but... I got a mystical shadow. Except that it's a pumpkin. Can I keep this now? Oh my gosh, can I keep... Please tell me I can keep the mystical shadow. I really want to keep my mystical shadow. Please tell me I just created a new friend. That would be so wonderful. No! No, my team! Let me get the shop. Now, again, this won't matter on these guys because it's just their original stats. Make a copy of all other Gugs on the... What? How does that even work? Come here, buddy. Guglikate. Guglikate. Welcome to the team. No. No. Okay, fine. With the power of AI, everything is possible. Maybe try some extra weird keyword. I'm gonna change one of my Gorglamox, which again, one of them has 15 honey health boost. Defenestration? It's not that I don't trust you, but the action of throwing someone out of a window? Or the action of dismissing someone from a position of power or authority? Defenestration. Defenoglope. Eject a target opposing Gug out of the field. I mean, that's right. That I believe that is the AI that actually read the throwing out of a window, right? Cool. I will take that. Okay. So will it actually work here? No, because it's not considered opposing me in this instance. I definitely want to see. I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna have. Oh, also wait. It didn't work. Make a copy of all other Gugs on the battlefield. I really thought that would work. So you just suck. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for working with me. You're gonna die, buddy. You suck. Okay, so you're gonna go back here. I'm gonna do this. I want to try out the eject the target. It sounds hilarious. Please work, AI. Come on, Come on, AI. You're smart enough. You can do this. Is it a target opposing Gug out of the field? There's a select prompt? The only time there's a select prompt is when there wasn't supposed to be one, because it says the Gug opposing this one. There was always a single option. Why do I have a prompt for this one? Also, what is going on with those numbers? What is going on here? Why? There's summon a twisting spiral of energy to engulf the battlefield, disorienting opponent Gugs. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens if I select the Cloper. Okay, that actually worked. It doesn't really do anything. It's actually completely useless because it still has the action of moving, so it does nothing. Did it say 20? Okay. What happens if I die? Creature group. That's a creature group. When Sibylla disappeared into the mist, the prophecy was lost, swallowed by the ever-crumbling cliffs. Okay. And that's that. Can it go that far? Oh, it can go that far. Ooh. Binding of Isaac. Let's see. Becomes stronger with each tier collected. Nice. Terrible, terrible Gug, by the way, but nice. What about just until you hit the character limit? Okay, that's a character limit. It does expand the text, which is nice. Nah. Increase attack by an equal count of letter A in this Gug's name. There's no way that works. There is no way the AI is smart enough to make that work. I'm calling it. I'm trying it. I'm trying it. Okay. There's no way. Anna, welcome to the team. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If the AI is smart, this means that Anna should have 14 attack when I put this on the battlefield. I am giving it a 30% chance that's gonna work. What? No way! Good job, AI. I'm surprised I actually caught up on that. Good job. Now, does it stack? Does it stack? Because again, what the frick? What happened to my Anna? What did you do? I should have... Oh, gosh, I'm so stupid. Oh, you can just check all the... Oh, zones. World? What does this mean? For every Gug in battlefield... I think I know what happened. Gorgugu? What the frick, man? What do you mean? Oh, that's how it happened. All right. Gug. Gug. That is a weird game. Well, before even talking about anything, let's talk about the elephant in the room. All right? Let's talk about AI here. Now, I'm not gonna get into the politics or like anything too deep with AI. I follow the world of AI quite closely myself because I think it does impact my industry quite a lot, especially in the voice acting world, which I'm not gonna get into, but it's kind of rough for the voice acting world. So AI, you know, as a musician, as an artist, as someone who works in voice acting and YouTube, automatically, obviously, AI is not something that I'm like super attracted to, right? Now, that being said, there are ways to use AI efficiently. I think one of the best tools that I've been seeing people use AI is, for instance, like coding. Coding has been fantastic for a video game. You know, it's not like, can you invent something for me? It's more like, can you figure out how to do this code that I want to do? And I think, you know, ultimately what we want AI to be used for is to, you know, help us do things that we want to already do that we have an idea for, you know? Now, this game is pretty much all AI. Now, there's a few things about that. First of all, this is not a game that's trying to hide that. This is not something that's trying to hide that fact. I do think that a lot of, recently at least, a lot of AI has been trying to sneakily be AI, if that makes sense. And they're just trying to, you know, replace artists, you know, replace music, that kind of stuff. While here, I think this game, that's not what they're trying to do. They're just trying to have fun with the concept and the ridiculousness of AI. And I'm quite all right with it. I actually think it's really cool. Now, we're not talking about gameplay. We're not talking about, like, the game itself yet, right? We're just talking purely, like, as a concept. Like, the entire game is just like, okay, it's just like you put your own words in there. We've created some code so that the AI could try to interpret your word into our game engine, right? And I think it's pretty fun. Now, in terms of the art, and I mean, I guess now we can talk about art and visuals, like your audio visuals. It does feel quite clear that this is not just random AI art that you can just randomly generate on the spot. My understanding is that, and my hope at least, is that there was an artist that worked on some concepts that potentially the AI got to learn from, right? Now, one of the big issues with AI in art is that AI just takes art from the internet and just creates its own variation by using AI on the internet. It's just copying other people's work. So for me, if this game is just inspiring itself from an already established art style that the game had, then I'm fine with. And I actually think that's really, really cool. Now, is that the case? I don't know. I'd be curious if the developers would be open to share more about what they created. And you know what? While we're on the topic, now that I've played this game, I'm going to reread what they said so I can see if I can conceptualize anything different, right? So, we're developing new technology we call auto-modding, which has allowed us to improve procedural generation and enable players to personalize their playthroughs to a higher degree than what was previously possible. All right, well, I would say those are some pretty strong words. It's kind of chaotic in a pretty hilarious way. I don't know if the developers would be open to sharing more information about, especially for me, the art. I think in terms of gameplay and like the mechanics, which they're unique for sure, that I understand. I'm pretty sure I can conceptualize what's going on. But in terms of art, that's the one thing that I'm definitely more curious about, where that art comes from and how much of it is AI generated. I mean, especially the non-Gugs, right? Because, for instance, this stuff, right? These rocks, this water, these don't need to be AI generated because they're always going to be there, right? They don't need to have a random variation of this because this is just a steady PNG that is always going to be there in every single game file, right? So I'm curious where the art is coming from. That would be my only concern. If this is purely they used some AI on the internet and just gave it a very specific art style they wanted to copy and then just generated everything from that for me would be pretty disappointing. But that art style is pretty unique and is pretty recognizable in this game, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's the extent of like my concerns and my thoughts overall on the AI for this game. Again, overall, I am not someone who approves of AI for a lot of things in many industries, especially in the artistic world. But in this instance, I do think it is used in a pretty funny way. It is not afraid to, show that it's clearly using AI, right? And it's kind of funny, and it doesn't take itself very seriously. So in terms of the music is... It's interesting. I guess it kind of fits the vibe. I mean, this game has a weird vibe, right? Because again, it has so many combinations of things. It's like weird, it's creepy, it's funny, it's cute, it has a lot going for it, right? The sound effects are very minimalistic. You can see that this clearly is just, again, an early version of a concept. So that's fine. In terms of what I'm seeing right now, I can definitely see a lot of improvements in a lot of these fields. Let's talk about gameplay. You know what? Wait. Before we talk about AI, let's talk core gameplay. I'm gonna make things easy for me here. I'm gonna talk core gameplay. So, the game, it doesn't say it's a deck building game. It is a deck building game. It's just that instead of having cards, you have Gugs. This is very much a deck building game. And it is closest to Inscription in terms of gameplay. So you have your war band, pretty much. The enemy also has a war band. And then they both kind of like meet in the middle. They face each other. They take damage, depending on how much health they have in the attack, blah, blah, blah. You trigger the effects, and that's about it. One thing that's interesting is the core gameplay is not very extensive at all. It really does feel like they didn't go too far with the core gameplay because they know that the most interesting and weird thing is the AI, and that doesn't matter. So, for instance, in Inscription, one of the cool aspects of Inscription is the strategy of where you place your units, because you're trying to deal damage to the opponent as the same way the opponent is trying to deal damage to you. Here, there's no opponent to beat. You're just trying to kill all the Gugs, which really does limit the amount of strategy there is, because obviously you're just placing the Gugs where an enemy is coming, and you're just trading, as opposed to, you know, I'm trying to deal like a certain amount of damage to the opponent, slowly like chipping away at their health, and then trying to kill some Gugs at the same time. Basically, if you take out the AI aspect, there is not much going on, if that makes sense. There are no roguelike elements, all things considered, other than the AI stuff, right? You can find different Gugs with different abilities. There are no, like, you know, permanent abilities. There are no upgrades. Actually, I guess there are kind of upgrades because you can just transcend a Gug. You replace the AI text to a new one, and you just add whatever stats it had previously to the new one. So I guess you could count that as an upgrade, but that's not really an upgrade. Not to mention that takes away your previous one, right? So there's no upgrades, there's no items, you know, there's really not much in this game. Currently, there's no bosses, there's no stuff. I mean, that's fine. And I imagine that if you are going to make a game like this and you're going to make a demo, you're doing a demo to feature the AI. So I'm assuming they want to add more stuff, but maybe not because of the AI situation. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the AI gameplay. Currently, it is ridiculously broken and unbalanced, as expected. Now, so for those of you who don't know, I'm also a video game consultant, right? So I do work with people to give them, you know, advice on their games. And I gotta say, if I were given this game, oh my gosh, that would be complicated. I don't even know where I would get started. So inherently, you're gonna have some issues, but also you're gonna be pretty unique, right? The satisfaction of just generating new creatures and seeing their effects, that by itself is fun. It's similar to a lot of things that we love, you know, like loot boxes, you know, like just creating, like opening something and not knowing what's going to be inside, you know, like here you want to put a word and you want to know what is going to be. I guess it's not really the same thing, but you know, we love a mystery. We love just seeing what the game is going to create, you know, with whatever prompt you're giving. And the fact that it's not random fully is really cool. So basically this game, you give it a particular word, the AI is going to search on the internet to know what this word is, and is going to try to associate a game mechanic that is as close as the game allows it, that is linked to the word. So that means that the AI is already aware that obviously it has to create some mechanic for this game. Now, I do feel like currently the range of possibilities is a bit crazy. Now, on one end, that's where a lot of the fun is. So this is where there's two situations, right? Either you go more towards chaos. You're cool with the idea that the game is completely unbalanced and can never, ever be, you know, like actually like strategic. And you just go and like fully have fun with the randomness and the craziness, and that's where you're going for. Or you go the more restricted way, where you give it more rules that would work better with the game. Because currently, the restrictions are very limited to the point where a lot of keywords and stuff don't really seem to work, and obviously the text doesn't really always make sense, which is kind of dangerous in a turn-based, right? Because if it was an action game, you could just try out certain abilities, right? If you don't know what something does, you could just try it, right? But on turn-based, if you don't know what an ability does and you want to try it, that means you have to spend an action to know whether something works or not. And inherently, in a turn-based game, that's dangerous. Because just trying out something to know if it works and losing a turn for it is rough. And in this game, you will always be doing that no matter how many hours of gameplay you put in, right? Because currently, the amount of chaos in the generations, you're gonna have to try some things. For instance, the overpowered, not literally, but like, well, literally, yes, not literally. Basically, when I created a Gug by using the word overpowered, it said gain double the original stats, except that literally it did not do that. Now, it was still kind of overpowered, and it did deliver on its promise. I could definitely carry the game with just the overpowered Gug, but it didn't do exactly what it said. And like right now, shuffle all Gugs and ensure no Gugs return to its original position on the battlefield. Sure, but I still have a lot of questions, right? Shuffle all Gugs where? On the battlefield or everywhere? Because you might be thinking, well, everywhere, right? But sometimes it does it only to the battlefield, sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like I could always have a few questions about it. Now, I did realize there was a book on the top left of the screen that said combat history. Now, that combat history, I did my best to understand what that was and how it worked. I don't know if it was bugged, but I don't think it really helped in any particular way. Maybe that could help in certain instances and some ways to give you more information about the generated keywords. In any case, the bottom line is I think there are really two paths this game could go towards. Either fully embracing the chaos and making some crazy stuff that is just always going to be random and chaotic, or try to actually use the AI and like give it more rules, more restrictions, and more things to do somewhat of a more strategic game, even though ultimately it's going to be hard to balance a game that generates keywords on the spot. That's for sure. If you go the chaos way, I think a good example of that is Scribblenauts. So Scribblenauts is a game where you're in a world and you encounter NPCs. It's like, oh no, my door is locked and I can't go in. And you have to generate a word on the spot, and the game will create that word, and hopefully it will fix the situation. So you could write key. And if you write key, the game will likely understand, oh yeah, that's a key, and you could open it. But you could also do T-Rex, and the game will probably be like, oh yeah, well that's a T-Rex, and then the T-Rex spawns, and it breaks open the door. Somehow, Scribblenauts did it fantastically. I think Scribblenauts is very impressive because Scribblenauts is before AI was a big deal, right? And they did a really good job with being able to generate just words on the spot and create unique gameplay. That's kind of crazy to think about in this day and age, knowing that Scribblenauts is pretty old at this point in terms of like gaming like history, right? Especially for these kinds of mechanics. I would say in general, I hope there are a bit more restrictions to what not like restricting what you can do and what comes out, but just so that I still want to have as an equal amount of crazy stuff. I don't want to be disappointed with like the craziness that comes out here, right? Confuse a random target Gug, reversing its attack and the health stats. Sure, okay, well that one is actually pretty straightforward, but you know, like some of them are kind of crazy, and I think it's fun to have the craziness. But I wish there was a way for the game to still be able to adapt to it, so you can have some sort of engaging gameplay overall. Because currently, you know, once you find one or two powerful Gugs, you could just sweep the entire run. So you would have to find smart ways to kind of force the player to adapt and to change Gugs. And I think ultimately, one way would be that you can't always have the same Gugs, or your Gugs constantly change, or stuff like that. But then also, if you like a Gug that you've created, it's nice to also keep it, you know, because you like your creation. But on the other hand, you know, if you have a really powerful Gug, you could just sweep the entire run. Yeah, it's complicated. Ultimately, I do think there's potential for something very funny and very entertaining, right? Other than just finding out a bunch of different keywords and like seeing how the AI reacts, which is very amusing. Don't get me wrong, we're having a blast right now, right? But I am curious, can you actually make a good game with this? Whew. It's gonna be tough, I would say, to make an actual engaging strategy game with this kind of chaos. I'm not saying it's not possible. It would be pretty crazy. Spawn 17 miniature Gugs randomly across the battlefield. There's only like 4 spots most of the time. See, like that kind of stuff I think is hilarious. It's just so funny. I guess to close things off, I think this game is very unique. That's for sure. And I think, you know, if a game is to use AI in its core design, might as well be something like this, where, you know, it's all about it, as opposed to, you know, like, oh, we have this action game, you know, we're trying to be a Hades, but we're going to sprinkle in some AI stuff. No. Like that's something that I think most people would not be very happy with. But in this instance, that's not the case. The entire game is supposed to be about the ridiculousness of AI. So in that regard, I'm very curious where this game is going to go, because the team going to be facing a lot of complications inherently with just, you know, trying to do a strategy game like they said. Because I think right now the most fun I would have currently is just creating random Gugs with like different keywords to see what the AI would do. But I do feel like I could easily win every single run by just understanding which keywords are consistent and overpowered. But yeah, that's about it.